And we are live. Oh man, I've missed this. I've missed going live for a while. Life's been really busy lately. Sheesh. How y'all doing? How is everybody? How is everybody doing? Who's pumped? I know I'm pumped. I am pumped with all this Tesla stuff. Look, I'm behind, okay, with all the news and stuff. So the next week or so, I'm done with the Cybertruck. I've already posted it. I've had my fun with it. I took some time off from YouTube as well to enjoy the Cybertruck and stuff like that. So I'll be coming back with these updates on Tesla on a daily basis starting next week, maybe even by this weekend, depending how things go. But sheesh, dude, it's been insane. I hope you guys are doing well, actually. And yeah, we're gonna start the spaces. I missed last week because of the Cybertruck, and we're here. Smash that like button, everybody. How you all doing? Let me know how you guys are doing. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me, because I know we have some audio issues with these things here and there. Let me make sure. Nice. I think you guys can hear me pretty well. But yo, guys, Elon is back, bro. Elon is flipping back. I'm so effing pumped. Stack, and whole Tesla stock. Don't get left behind. Patreon member. Let's go. I have a lot of stuff that I want to upload to Patreon. So hold on tight. They're coming. What's going on, Boogie? Tesla, let's go 315. I know I was a little bit late today. Just, handling some stuff. Oh boy. Okay. So we're starting the spaces in about 10 minutes. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to show you some interesting things of what's going on and what Elon's coming back. And of course, I'll cover this in a depth video, in a separate video. X has been down lately for some time. But nonetheless, we are, Elon's going on a rampage with Tesla lately. He's been crazy. I'll just show you some stuff right now, and then we can start it. Where is it? There it is. There you go. You guys can see. So this is what he wrote today. Back to spending 24/7 at work and sleeping in conference, server, and factory rooms. I must be super focused on XAI and Tesla plus Starship launch next week, as we have critical technologies rolling out. I mean, robo taxis and cyber cabs and all these things. These are pretty, full self-driving. These are pretty significant technologies, as evidenced by the X uptime issues this week. Major operational improvements need to be made. The failover redundancy should have worked, but did not. So he's back. Elon is back, guys. He is back. And in this space, we're going to be talking a lot about Elon and Tesla and pretty much all the things that we've missed. And, these spaces usually go for an hour and a half, sometimes even a bit longer. But man, I'm excited, dude. I'm absolutely excited. It's gonna be Henry, my man. Where are you, my man? 33 watching, 6 likes, smash that like button. I know this what happens with this what happens with these live sessions. If you can't keep them up, you will lose them. But especially with these spaces on YouTube, it's not that big. When I cover normal topics, they get a lot more views and a lot more exposure, because these things do go for 2 hours, and of course, not many people want to sit here looking at me while listening to spaces for 2 hours. That's pretty long, right? They prefer me to do podcasts live. That will get thousands of views. But I haven't done that yet, actually. But I have a lot of podcasts coming up. Just letting you guys know, Alexandria Boomer Mama is coming. She's coming on live on Wednesday. So editing it will be available for members only by the weekend. By Friday, hopefully, if I can get everything done as soon as possible, Friday, Saturday, and then it'll be available for everybody on Mondays. A lot of things to cover, literally a week from the Cybertruck. Sorry, Cybercab. Robo taxis. Who knows? Who may see Cybercabs too. But yeah, man, this whole week has been crazy for me. I didn't expect Tesla or Elon to go crazy on Tesla for this week, right when I flip and rent out a Cybertruck. My hands were full, so I couldn't cover any of it, but I will start covering it starting next week. It's insane what's going on, dude. It's insane. So Elon changed his little background to this. It's like a paper wall back, but some people are explaining that Elon changed his profile pic today to this. It may not look like much, but it's still rock. Elon could be seeking a fresh start, a blank slate, or something beginning. Could be. Or, Something else. Here we go. 6 minutes. Let's just start now. Let's just start it now. Let's start it now. Why not? I'm ready. I'm ready. Y'all ready? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see what Fa says. Can we do it? And all these goodies. Oh, I know with Joe, I said we should do podcast every single, what is it? Every single week, but I've been busy, man. I couldn't invite him. It's been very busy. I love this community, but I'll be going on vacation soon, so I'll have all the time in my hands. It'll be back-to-back videos. Maybe I'll do 2 videos a day with the live sessions. It's going to be insane. I mean, just look at all that. Look at the Tesla bots going crazy. They're absolutely flipping insane. And flipping insane. So, are we starting or are we not? Let's see. There's a lot of things to go over. I mean, this whole interview thing, I uploaded on my channel. It was flipping amazing interview. Hilarious interview. We have not started this yet, but we will start. Come on, Fa. You can start. Come on. Anyways, let me talk to you guys for a second, man. How you guys feeling? Hey, bro, you do realize Tesla brand is cooked. Bro, you've been saying this since the stock has been in the low 200s, now we're in the mid 300s, bro. How can you say that? Fa, let's just start now. I'm ready. We're ready. So if you can start now, let's start. Waiting for ya. So I'm ready. We're ready. Very excited to start the spaces. It's going to be awesome. Going to be fun. Ay, ay, ay. Let me know. Connecting. Start listening. Perfect. Here we go. Let's do this. Ba-ba-ba. All right, we are in. Let me see if they can hear me or not. Let's go ahead, put the speaker to the headphones, join as co-host. Yes, ma'am. All right, let's see if this can go through. All right, perfect. Hello, Fa, can you hear me?
Yes, my friend, how's it going?
Oh my God. It's been a crazy
Dude,
week.
dude, when I make the topic this week, EP 29, I'm like, what should I say? It's way too many things is going on. So, number one that I want to hear from you, my friend,
Oh my God.
Cybertruck
Oh my
in
God.
desert. Holy shit.
That was fun. I honestly, I never thought that um I'd be able to rent out a Cybertruck here in Kuwait. I thought it was something that it was never gonna be the thing. But then when I saw it, I'm just like, what? It was like I surprised my entire family members with it. They couldn't believe it. They're like, "What the heck is this? How did you manage to get a Cybertruck in Kuwait?" And I'm just like, "Hey, it was up for rental. Someone had it for rental here." And in Kuwait, there's only like 4 or 5 Cybertrucks entirely. And oh my God, it was probably one of the greatest experiences I have ever had. Now, here's the thing. I'll tell you this. I was shitting bricks because in Kuwait, expats are not allowed to own a pickup truck. Um, and driving it,
What?
yeah, it's illegal. We're not allowed to because it first was legal, but now they made it illegal because they expats, what they would do is that they would use it for trafficking. Now, of course, this was like a long time ago, like 30, 40 years ago, but they brought this rule that only the locals or companies can drive this. And if they see a expatriate driving it, they will pull you over, and if you don't have a good reason why you're not driving it, they will pull you to jail. Like they will even deport you. So I had this big risk on my mind, and I'm just like, man, I gotta be careful. So I called a bunch of people here, and I'm like, guys, I don't want to get deported, of course. So they're like, okay, just keep the shutter closed, and they won't know it's a truck. But nonetheless, I never opened the truck. I never even used it really, but I just for peace of mind, I kept it closed, and it was fun driving. But the week that I rented out this Cybertruck, there was cops everywhere, and I don't know if you watched the video I posted. Literally, 2 cops skid by me, close by, and they looked right at me. They didn't stop me or anything. They just looked at me because, hey, this is a unique thing on the road, and who's driving it, right? The windows were tinted too, which that could have been another reason why they could have pulled me over. But thankfully, they didn't pull me over and they let me go. And it was very nerve wracking driving it, knowing this on my mind. But nonetheless, I drove it every day. I mean, I took advantage of it. I'm like, you know, um, I want the full experience of this thing. So, man, it was. I wish all cars can have the steer by wire. That's the first thing that came to my mind. The fact that I don't have to do hand over hand. The U turns were flawless for a wide car, long car. It was just amazing. I wish all Teslas had this, steer by wire. I'm not too sure if they will, but I hope they do. Um, of course, I felt great driving a Tesla again. Haven't driven one since September. So it felt amazing. I felt very depressed going back to my Hyundai. So I made a decision that January, that's when I'm going to have my Tesla. I'm thinking to get a Model 3 long range or something like that. Maybe the Model Y, Model 3. Yeah,
Please use my referral code.
I will use. I will use. Yes, I will. Definitely, I need to use one of the referrals. I get that $1,000 off. So definitely, that's gonna be used. But I want to try out the Model Y first to see how that is. But nonetheless, the man, it was amazing. The amount of people taking pictures of me and trying to, like, I parked it somewhere far. Like you saw, like I was in the middle of the desert, and people still somehow came to me and just to take a picture of it. It was ridiculous. I'm just like, bro, like let me have my peace. Let me have my peace. But when I went to malls, that was a big mistake. I shouldn't have gone to malls. But when I went to malls, I parked it. Oh my God, crowds would go to it. Like not just one or two, crowds would go around it. I would go to Friday morning. Friday is like our weekend here in Kuwait. I would go to like where the famous Kuwait towers were to do like a good, uh, what's it called, review video there at like 9 in the morning where nobody's there, but people still come. I couldn't. I was getting interrupted all the time. I couldn't. I couldn't do it. I couldn't get my review video done there, so I had to extend it one day, and it was expensive renting out the Cybertruck. I think it was, and I got a discount too from the guys that I rented from because I was going to put it on YouTube and give them a shout out. It was what, $750 a day pre-discount, or $800 a day was
Wait,
pre-discount.
what? $750
800.
a day?
800. Then they brought it down. Then they brought it down to,
Holy shit.
I think $550 a day, just to, because of the thing. And look, that's actually a pretty good price. If a good price, because when I compare it to Canada and other places, it was cheaper. Like in Canada, they want you to put a $10,000 deposit down, and it's $1,500 a day Canadian, which that would be about what, almost $1,000 American. So I'm just like, holy crap, it's cheaper here in Kuwait too. So might as well just do it here because I don't have to pay separate for insurance. The car already has insurance. In Canada, I have to pay the deposit separately, the rental daily separately, and the insurance separately. That was gonna freaking burn me a lot of money. But in Kuwait, it was cheaper. I'm like, okay, I'll do it in Kuwait. It's unique. Why not? So I rented it out for 4 days, and I think that came down to maybe over $2,000. I mean, that could have gone to Tesla stock, but it's okay. That it was honestly worth the money. It was honestly worth the money. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. The only thing that sucked is I didn't have any autonomous capabilities. It didn't have the full self-driving. Well, of course, in Kuwait, there's no roads, but they didn't have autopilot or anything like that to do the thing. And the navigation didn't work either, which was surprising because they told me that it came straight from the US, so it wasn't updated to do it in Kuwait. But overall, I mean, it was an amazing ride. I was sad giving it back. Out of 10, I would probably give it maybe an 8, a 9 out of 10, like a 9.5 out of 10. The reason why I'm not giving a 10 out of 10 is because, well, I mean, the edges are sharp, man. I hit the edges so many times, it left a mark on me too a little bit. I'm just like, man, these edges are way too sharp. But I mean, and the reason why I'm not giving it 10 out of 10 is that because I didn't feel like right now, me driving my Hyundai, I feel more blended in than having a flashy Cybertruck. Now, I know in the US, it may be a little different. Nobody really cares much about it there. But here in Kuwait, we don't, it's new for them. It's like, what is this tank driving on this road? Like, what is this thing? Like, it's an eye catcher. Like I remember I was I was driving by some people, and they were in a heated discussion. I don't know what they were talking about, but they were in a heated discussion. And when I passed by, they literally went silent, jaw dropped, and their necks broke from just looking at me. I don't think they even remember what they were talking about afterwards. Like this is what this thing did here. It was hilarious. It was, and to
Oh my
me,
God.
I didn't expect this much publicity. I didn't like it. Like I'm just like, man, I don't like to have this many eyeballs on me when I'm driving. Like I don't like that. Like there was a Lamborghini in front of me. Nobody gave a damn about the Lamborghini. They were taking pictures and videos of the Cybertruck like some celebrity. Like this is. I'm just like, what timeline are we in that a pickup truck gets more, you know, that gets more fame than a flashy sports sleek car? Like it's ridiculous. So, and I understand now because some people who do have the Cybertruck here in Kuwait, they don't drive it. They don't, and I now I understand why they don't drive it. Because it was crazy. They were looking right back at me. Like I'm just like, guys, look in front of you. You're gonna hit the car. Like their head was literally 180 degrees, looking right back at me. I'm
So
just like, man,
funny.
this could be a dangerous thing on the road here in Kuwait because it's not common, right? So I was it was very surprising to me how many people were staring at me. The cops were staring at me a lot. That was the part that I was very uncomfortable with. Um, but overall, it was a like some days when I went to work, I took my normal car. I'm like, there's no way I'm taking this to work. I don't want people like I don't want to. I want to have peace of mind when I am in at work. I don't want people going around the car and stuff like that. I used it for advertisements and stuff, which I will be posting on X as well. I think it'll be pretty cool. Like companies using it to advertise the vehicle for their business. That was really cool. But other than that, it was just too much flashy for me. I can't do it. Will I do it again? Sure, but not in Kuwait. Maybe in the U.S. or Canada. Maybe if I ever want to buy a
Believe it
pickup
or
truck, it's
not,
gonna be a Cybertruck. That's for sure.
the
That's
same
it.
the
But
same
overall, it was a very good
phenomenon
experience. I
is
mean, it was fun. It was fun. Like when I gave the car back, I was sad, but I had a big sigh of relief. I'm like, okay, now I can, be at peace.
the same thing still happening in the U.S., man.
But yeah, that was cool. Joseph, where are you, my man?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Oh,
can hear you. How's it going, my friend?
Why can't I hear you?
it's great. I mean, the Cybertruck phenomenon is still happening in U.S. For example, I go to many national parks, state parks, just to hang out and spend time. And the
Hmm.
park ranger will just like, oh, excuse me, can I come and check out your truck? Like almost every single time. Yeah, so it's still real. Especially when I have the roof rack, the rooftop tank, the whole setup, people just want to come by and talk to you. So be prepared. If you have a Cybertruck, people want to talk to you in a nice way. It's nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. People will keep coming up to me. They're just like, "Can I take a picture? Can I go sit inside? Can I do this? Can I do that?" I'm like, "Hey, do what knock yourself out because I want people to know about it too." So, but at the same time, it's like, come on, man. Like, let me do my videos, man.
Hey guys, talking about when it comes to the Robo taxi,
Hmm.
I still don't know if it's June 1st, right? People keep saying June 1st as if it's really coming on June 1st, but it's not. That's not the day that Tesla advertised, right?
No, I think that's the date that when they're going to roll it out, like 10 robo taxis, which is the Model Ys or whatever it is that they want to roll out. I think they will roll it out, but without announcing it, and they'll just test it within themselves within the city. And then once they know that everything is good, I mean, I think they already are testing it within the city, but I think they just want to make sure that because they're not going to have any drivers in it, right? So um, it's going to be unsupervised completely with no humans. So I think they want to make sure that okay, we're going to be okay for the first 2-3 weeks. Worst comes to worst, by end of July.
Uh oh, Pejjy, are you still there?
Pejjy, you sound like robot for a minute.
You turned to Optimus for a while.
Yeah, Pejjy sound like Optimus. Okay. Hey Joseph, nice to have you here. Did you see Elon interview? The last two interview he did in one day. One with
Oh yeah.
Bloomberg lady. Oh, that lady is
Yep.
horrible. It's like how on earth she
I
got
pretty much
his
skip. I
time.
pretty much skip over it. I have to skip over it because it's too painful to listen to. So I just listen to the highlight people put together what Elon was saying. But it's painful to watch, so I don't watch any more mainstream media or listen to any of them. It's just causing me more anxiety than 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 anything else. So yeah, I think if you really listen to Elon lately, he's been very um, focused in the company that he's the CEO of, instead of those. I mean, he's still involved, but I don't think he's as involved as previously. You can see he's. I'm not sure what to. I don't. I will definitely not say demotivated, but it will. I think he think it's better to spend energy elsewhere. That's more productive and actually measurable. Um, I'm very happy about that. I think this today a few hours ago, a post about the yes, I'm going to be focused on XAI, Tesla, or my company. Yeah, that's the right way to do it. I think before we get on the Doge, I also mentioned in my post about politics is one thing, right? It's not like the more you do, the better result you get.
Hello.
Sometimes it's the opposite. It's a game of flavor. It's a game of playing favor. It's a game of um, how
Hello,
much
hello.
how much leverage I can get from this group of people, but in return, you're
Can you guys hear
losing
me?
leverage from the other group of people. So for every single action you take, half the people will like you and half the people will hate you.
Hello?
So there's really a no-win situation. And to a person who is an engineer and innovation
Okay, good. You guys can
disruptor,
hear me.
it's really demotivating to see. No matter how much effort I put in, people still
We're
hate
good. We're
me
back. We're back.
for it. It's just not a very productive environment for Elon. I think he finally
All right.
realized that, and I'm very happy that he realized that sooner than later.
Yes. Sorry, can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, perfectly fine now. Yep.
Perfect. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, so I'm really happy that we were just talking about Elon focusing in the companies rather than in politics, which we're really happy about.
Yeah, when I watched the interview, I know it's been in his heart. It's been something that he's like, why you even ask if I gonna be with Tesla? That's my baby. I'm not gonna leave my baby. And to say you don't care if you're gonna get paid or not. Dude, this guy have money more than he even know how to spend it. He can use 100 bill, wipe his ass when he shit. He's not even care. Like, why even ask that question?
Well,
But
because I think because they want to draw conflict between the investor and himself, as if that uh, thinking is valid. That thinking is not valid. If he's in it for the money, then he will not be working in Tesla right now. He's not getting paid. But it's not more. It's more than money. It's about the vision, the objective he's trying to do with the company that under his control. So they know exactly what they're doing. The mainstream media absolutely know what they're doing. They want to draw a lot of conflict between shareholder, the board, and him, and try to pick up any topic that can uh, draw a bad picture of this guy. Like, oh, FSD is not safe. If you really want safety, you need lidar, right? All that they all know is nonsense, but they will continue to push it. You know why? Because a lot of people just watch mainstream media and they absolutely buy that narrative. That's the problem.
True.
well, if me one person, how I see it is dying. And the article that came out that say Elon is a decline and fall time of Elon Musk. I'm like, these people don't even know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Um, CSNBS or CSNBC. um, they went to Tesla They went to Texas. They sit in front of all the product, and that guy,
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
Secretary of Transportation, is there and say, "Hey, we want to use this technology all across America." I think Joseph, you got it right. I listened to your podcast with Pejjy. You said Elon is unblocked the big thing for full self-driving right now. You got it on point. So on point. And I love it. I love every minute that they stand there together and say, hey, um, if other company would like to license the full self-driving, is that gonna be a thing? And Elon say, yes, of course. I'm like sit there clapping my hands, say, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, initially, absolutely right. Initially, when they talk about Doge cutting, the target is really about $1 trillion. God knows how many years you'll get to it.
Mm.
God knows after that, Doge department they will resume back to crazy spending, uh, fraudulent spending. You know, all the NGO. Who knows, right? It's not a sustainable way to have a balanced budget. A successful balanced budget is when you have a growing economy, a bigger pie, an economy that's based upon merit and efficiency. Those are things that fundamentally under the umbrella of capitalism, not under the umbrella of government, because government job is to spend money and buy votes. So no matter what you do, you're golden as long as you don't cut the budget, as long as you don't cut the money going into my district, right? So you never impress those people, no matter how good your intentions is. So I think finally go through the pain and know that, hey, you know what? Maybe my time is better spent in creating a bigger pie. Maybe my time is better to grow the actual the power generation needed of the country. Those are tangible target. Those are doable objective. Those are net gain. There's no net negative. So he
Uh,
knows what he's good at. He's focused on energy, doing that. So I do expect big things to happen maybe as soon as within 6 months. Like, hey, Tesla is going to turn into a energy company now for real. We are generating based on solar and maybe even nuclear, and we're buying land. We're doing energy storage, automated the whole nine yards in a grand scale to cover U.S. Or maybe they will continue to buy more GPU and become an AI as a service provider. The future is really bright as long as Elon is focusing on the right approach to save the country. He knows it. He responds to Fasa and CERN in several different polls, and he's like, nail it. That's my focus on. And as an investor, this is the most bullish thing. You want your CEO to be working on the right thing, growing the business, and then have a net gain rather than you know politics. You never win. That's my thinking.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. I think with politics, with Elon donate money for Trump to win, and Trump have him at a advisory, and he set up the Doge team, and he cut he already saved so much money for America, and to do all that, to cut the corruption and the hate that he got, the violence against Tesla. You're right. He's like, you know what? This thing is going. I set the team. I just gonna go grow the GDP. Let's bring the GDP of the whole country up. And I this is what make me so excited. And I want to pick your brain, Pejy and Joseph. Thank you.
Yeah, I think at this
The mega
point,
pack, the mega pack. Oh my God, the power that he posted he want to bring the gigawatt. What is the word? T- Tell me here. He want to create the energy, the size of whole America energy. That's what he want to do, right?
I think ultimately his goal is to grow the energy power generated to match the power needed at least for the next 10 years. If you look at the chart, there's a chart online showing that if we don't grow our energy generation starting next year, we're not going to have enough energy to meet the objective of the AI uh, cluster needed. So they must increase energy generation as soon as next year.
Oh yeah,
Otherwise, they're going to be slightly
100%.
behind. Yeah.
100%. Here in Kuwait, we're getting a lot of power cuts, power outages on a daily basis now because there's not enough energy. So
Yep.
we need to, and it gets getting worse every single year. So
I would actually say this is priority number one. I mean, we must have a sense of urgency here. We are against. Well, I don't want to say against. We're competing with China, and China have significantly higher energy generation ahead of a game, way ahead of a game. They're never going to run out of energy until say late, closer to 2030, but they keep growing. We're not. We kind of just we're behind. So I'm very happy that we have people like Scott Dovey, who focus on transportation. We have people in the administration that knows what needs to be done. David Sachs, um, and also who's that guy? Howard, yeah. So those people know what needs to be done, and they have Elon Musk there to tell them, hey, these are the things we need to focus on. I think last week, Jensen also mentioned about they really need to grow the energy generation
yeah,
because they can see the inventory, they can see the books, how many GPU are getting purchased, how many grow, and how much energy needed. So if they don't grow, so what's the point of having a bunch of GPU where you cannot turn it on because local power company cannot even support your needs? So that's a big problem starting next year. What they all know about it. It's just a matter of how soon they come up with a proposal and project in place to handle it.
yeah. I know. I think the U.S. is in a good state with Elon and all these other guys that are gunning for sustainable energy, and Tesla, of course, positioned extremely well to, grow that sector. I think I don't know when they're going to start the build out for the Texas Megapack factory. That I'm excited for that, but I think it's going to come soon. I think it's going to come within the next 6 months. I think, I don't think they're going to waste time on that because it's really needed. And I know we have Jennifer here who loves talking about the Megapacks here. Jen, how are you?
Hey guys, how's my sound? Because I'm in the RV. I'm passenger princessing right now.
It's noisy. It's noisy.
Yeah, sorry guys, I can't do much about the road noise until Tesla makes an all-electric RV. So I might just be listening in on this one. But I wanted to say hi to everybody and tell you that I'm almost at Starbase.
As you know, Jennifer, I love your RV, so I can't complain. I got the same one.
I know we're twinning. I wish you were down here with us because I'm so excited. There's loads of Tesla people coming down for Cyber Beach, and it's going to be a great party. So I'll be live streaming a whole bunch of stuff. As you know, I take all of you with me on my adventures. So yeah, I'm going to be in Starbase in a couple hours.
Nice. So are they launching today or are they launching tomorrow?
We have a no earlier than date, so a net date. So if you hear somebody say the net date, that's what it means, no earlier than, of the 27th. So we'll see. The big issue has not been the FAA this time, but the wind. So we've had some big wind gusts. We just got to wait for the weather to cooperate.
Lucky. I was planning to visit the Texas this year, but I don't think it's going to happen. Too many things are happening right now. So I mean, I'm sure they'll do this next year too. I mean, year round actually. So next year for sure. I'll come. But Lucky, I'm jealous, man. I want to see these rockets go up. I do want to. Damn, that's nice. But how do you guys feel about 7 more days? If y'all know what I mean.
Oh
for
my God.
for the Robotaxi release. Well, I'll be in Austin, so we'll see what happens. We haven't got a date yet from Tesla though, which I'm surprised. But we also haven't got a shareholder meeting date yet. I think is it Travis Axelrod's first year as head of investor relations, or is it his second? I'm not sure, but it'll be curious. I think they might announce the shareholder meeting and something about Robotaxi together. So, but you know how Tesla likes to, kind of keep us waiting and last minute announce stuff. And I get it because they're really pushing and innovating, so it's hard to like plan too far out. But it's going to be interesting. I don't know. I'll be in Austin, so I'll be boots on the ground.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's going to happen in June. I don't think they will announce an actual date. I think they'll just start rolling it out because I don't think there's going to be any paid riders until I think maybe end of June. If worse comes to worse, maybe end of July. But I think we will see driverless Teslas on the roads in Austin.
Well, they're already testing them. They already have rides for the employees. Like employees are riding in them. They're in a geofenced area. They're using the new Model Ys, which have the most recent hardware. For the AI basically. So I want to say it's hardware 4, right, in the new Model Ys.
Yeah, I think it's going to be hardware for Model Y. The transition is going to be very much a soft handoff. Instead of just taking ride for the employee, it's going to be taking ride for Tesla approved or invited, a short list of invited people to begin with, and then gradually more and more over the weeks. So what the next catalyst is going to be to me is going to be Tesla announcing, yes, so far our success rate is still 100, no crash, no safety-related disengagement, and those are the signs that the stock will jump, in my humble opinion, when the data is starting to show that, OMG, this thing is scalable. that's my sign of hit a jackpot. Yeah.
Yeah, if I don't see Tesla stock hitting $400 per share next week, I'll be dumbfounded. Something's broken.
That's a big
We
thing.
escaped. It's a little broken too, but I think we escaped the cars just putting themselves where they need to be at the factory, because they started earlier this year with the cars driving themselves at the factory to kind of line up in the yard or whatever, and so now they're escaping the factory yard and the property, and they're going to be in Austin proper. But Joseph's right. At first it's just employees, which they're already doing, and then I do believe it will be like invitation only. Probably the original FST beta testers will probably be invited. I could see that, or the larger influencers, and then it'll slowly go out to the public. I think where it will be truly impactful is when you are able to put your Tesla on the Robotaxi fleet, because that'll really be a proof of concept that Uber's days are numbered.
Uber and Lyft and Waymo are all gonna be done. I keep stressing this every week. They are cooked. I just don't see them winning once Tesla launches and goes on full scale on the robotaxis. They are done unless Uber right now places 50,000 order for Teslas right now, and once they can add it to the fleet, they can do it. I think Uber will be around then. But Uber making these partnership with NVIDIA and Waymo, it's just, I don't think they're going to get anywhere, to be honest. I think they're just wasting their time. But I think they're all cooked because Tesla's coming like a meteorite. I just don't see anyone else competing with Tesla once. The main thing Tesla has is the affordability, the competitiveness and cost, and scalability. These things nobody has. Like, it's just, how can Waymo do
Pejjy,
it? Yeah.
Talk about cooking. Waymo CEO, the co-CEO interview is just, I'm sorry, it's just pissing me off because you have no idea what he's talking about.
Yep.
when people are when the interviewer asked her about, hey, Elon Musk say we're gonna have 1,000 robo taxi on the road by end of this year, and she's giving us some solid answers. Well, it's really not about the number of robo taxi. It's about how safe, and we have lidar, and FSD cannot drive at night. I'm like,
Oh my
sis,
God. I couldn't watch
I
it.
can't even start. I can't even start telling you how fuck they are. I can't tell you.
You know what? You know what? It's good. It's good because she doesn't know what's happening. She doesn't know. We know. We know. And if she doesn't know and she's in the game, how many people that means 99% of people don't know. We are the 1%. We everybody here in this space, we are the 1% because we understand it, which is crazy to me. It's insane. I don't know. It's mind-boggling.
So,
Dude,
last
dude.
night I just drive my car from the beach at night because I'm tired. I just drive my car and turn on FSC and drive me at home. Like, what the hell are you talking about? I don't understand. But it is what it is. This is on CNBC, so you must be telling the truth.
I don't know. Let them. You know, we can buy the stock on a cheap. Just let them, because once everybody knows, I don't think the stock would be even in the 300s. I can easily see the stock hitting 575 by year end. The way how the things are going, and if everything goes super well, maybe 700s if things go super well, and if everybody wakes up and Tesla goes like, yeah, you can now pre-order the Cybercab for next year, then I can see the stock hitting 1,000. And you know, if something with the bots come again, none of this financial advice, but I'm just saying. Elon's back full time. He said that. Robo taxi launch in in 7 days or so, and then we have the Optimus, and then we have now of course earnings. That's the only thing that's lagging, but I think that's not going to matter within the next 18 months or so. 12 to 18
No, I don't
months.
think it matters because people right now are really focusing on, is FSD legit or not?
Yes.
Like, can it really do unsupervised or not?
Exactly.
If we can, sky's the limit. If we cannot, then we are kind of FUCK, right? but we believe that they can because we have drive FSD all day and we know what it's capable of, and we know what's yet to be fine-tuned, like the final maybe 50 feet that you have to land on a parking spot, that kind of thing. Yes, we understand that. But we also know that gradually it's going to get there. It's not like once or zero. Eventually it's going to get there. It's just a matter of more data, more training. That's it, fine-tuning. It's not, at this point, you cannot convince me that FSD will never be done. I believe it will be done. It's just a matter of how soon in terms of months, not years.
Exactly. In my mind, it's finished. Like, it's done. There's a 0.00069% chance that something may go wrong and they may scrap it. Like, there's no way, right? It's done. Like, Tesla has solved it. They have figured out how to get cars to drive themselves safely, better than humans. And the only thing left is, as you said, fine tuning and scalability. That's it. And of course, entering other countries, different languages and different roads and whatever it is. That's the only hurdle left. That's it. But in my mind, it's a done deal. It's finished. And we probably don't have enough Tesla stock. That's all I'm saying.
I'm telling you, man, we don't. In U.S., politics is so polarized, so the people concerned about, hey, we may not, Democrat may not take the ride, blah, 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 here and there. But if you look outside of U.S., China, Europe, people don't care. They just want affordable ride-hailing service. They want the most convenient thing, the safest thing, at the lowest cost.
Facts.
They don't care if the CEO support Trump or not. Like, that's not the priority there. But, we sometimes over concerned about how this will play out, but ultimately it's all come down to economics to me.
Facts. Absolutely. We have a speaker here. Fah, you want to say something?
Yeah, I want to add something.
Okay.
Thank you for. I'm excited because this is what I've been looking for. This moment, like the full self driving actually work. The robot taxi actually become a real business. It's been years, right? And they don't. One thing that the bear are saying, like, what if people destroy the car? What if something really bad happen? What if da 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 da, right? But they forget that Tesla have service center themselves. They even have the cleaning robot. And the car is not just gonna go in the wild and never come back, right? We're gonna start with the geo fence for a little bit, see how it's go. The Elon, his word is deep toe, and I think in the beginning when all eye is on and all the bear is gonna come out and jump on our neck, right? He gonna be like, hey, let's make sure it's working and all in safety. And I cannot even imagine when it's actually work and it's go to another city like LA or San Francisco, the whole Bay Area and the whole country. And then it's go in Saudi Arabia.
Mhm.
Because on the stage, when there is when they interview Elon, they say, "Hey, can we have your robo taxi?" And add on one more point, they will even ask for the Tesla bot Optimus for in their country. So, Alexander, I would love you to speak, but I would like to add one more point. My husband, he say like, "Fa, I don't even have to convince you about Elon or Tesla anymore. But who is a bot that will be the second place? Who is a competitor?" And he live on Grok right now. My husband live on Grok. If he not talking to me, he talk to Grok. And he's like, "Who is the second place? Who a competitor?" And he's like, "Figure, the figure robot."
Mm.
And I'm like, "Dude, I'm listening to everybody on YouTube, and it's no second place." And he's like, "No, it is a second place. Even Grok that owned by Elon, same figure is in front of us right now." So I'm like, what is this? So you guys tell me. Um, I want to hear from Joseph and Pejjy, the bot. Who is number two? But I want to say hi to my two friends right here, Alexander and um
Fab
Fab AI. Okay, let's hear from Alexander first. Hello, my friend.
Hello, guys. How you doing? Thank you for letting me up. I have a question for you guys. I kind of saw a funny post of a short seller you might know. Said like 50 minutes ago that Comma AI just ended Tesla FSD. What are you guys giving the odds of Comma AI ending Tesla FSD?
So I've
Wait, what is a question again?
yeah.
Sorry, I don't get it. What is a question again?
No, he's asking. Apparently Coma AI. I don't even know who these guys are. They came out, or someone, a short seller came out and said that they are ending Tesla's FSD because they're just like with any other, self-driving AI, search software. I've never heard of them. This is my first time hearing it. I haven't watched the video. So, Alexander, if you can link that video here, or if you can link the article or whatever it is, so I can take a quick look to see how it is. Um, I'll definitely take a look. But here's the thing. Here's the reality, guys. Look, yes, Tesla is ahead in full self-driving, and they will be for some time. But 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, this thing will be commoditized. Like, it will be a norm. Well, when self-driving cars, it'll be a normal thing. And it will be commoditized one way or the other. Now, whether Tesla wants to license to other companies, or maybe other companies get really good, or they get, they take Tesla's data somehow. I don't know. Of course, I don't think they'll be ahead of Tesla because of the scalability power, but it will be commoditized. One scenario could be is that the government can step in and say, "Hey, you can't hoard all this. You can't be a monopoly. You have to be able to distribute it to other people, because other companies, because you will bankrupt a lot of companies. So you have to do something about that. Just like what they did to Microsoft not too long ago, like in the 2000s, they did that to Microsoft with their software. But
Yeah.
yeah, so this could happen to Tesla as well. But Tesla's always going to be in the lead, just like how still today Microsoft is in the lead when it comes to software and what's it called?
So, see, so
Yeah.
if you look at Common AI original finder is George Haas. We all heard about George Haas. He's been Lex Freeman for several times. So he's like a really smart guru who able to do unlocking the iPhone a long time ago. He's a smart dude, no doubt about it. But when it comes to launching the whole FSD full self driving ride hailing,
Yeah.
it's more than just can the software do it. It's about can the whole stack end to end, from manufacturing a car all the way to servicing, all the way to customer support, post sale support, the whole fleet. Who can scale and make the most money with the lowest cost,
Exactly.
right? It's not just about having the software. They still need the car. Somebody still needs to provide a car. Somebody need to service the vehicle. So who if you believe Comma AI have it all figured out, they can secure a car that is cheaper to manufacture than Tesla. They have a better post-launch support for the ride-hailing network better than Tesla. Then maybe it's time to invest in Comma AI. But in my humble opinion, I don't think anybody can do vertical integration all the way from material to the end product, which is a full self-driving vehicle, better than Tesla. I just don't see it.
Facts.
That's why I invest in Tesla. I've seen it all already. People say, "Oh, my car can do that. My software can do this." I know, Waymo can do it too, but at what cost? Right? That's the message. Who can do this at the most affordable way so that they can actually make money? That's the key. Be able to make money in a scalable manner.
That's right.
I think Tesla is a good bet. Obviously, ride-hailing network, ride-hailing services is a big market. We don't need to own 100% of it. Even owning 25% is already golden. We already will make a lot of money. The multiple based on PE, Tesla will go to the moon because of that. Just like iPhone. iPhone never take over 100% of the iPhone smartphone market. It take 25 and then gradually become 20. At the latest, maybe like 14, 15%. But it's still a $3 trillion market cap, right? It doesn't have to own the whole market. It just has to be good enough to capture a large percent of the market, and then also be able to sell you other services and feature in that ecosystem. I think Tesla is in the prime position to benefit from it. That's my opinion.
Yeah, but the only difference is that I would say is that because Tesla is so far ahead, I think Tesla can. I mean, Elon said it himself that they'll probably take 99% of the whole robotaxi market in the beginning, which
Yeah, I
is
just want to be conservative. You know, when you say 99%, people start challenging you. No way, 99, maybe 50. Okay, all right, 20. How about it?
yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I mean, it's just well, that's how far ahead they are. Now, again, the government could step in anytime, seeing how much of a monopoly they are, and say, "Hey, you guys can't do this. You guys, you guys can't take over the whole robotaxi market, even though you guys are the first ones to do it and very smart, and you guys deserve it. It's not fair. Yes, it's capitalism, but at the same time, we have a whole bunch of other companies that's going to go bankrupt because of this, and we can't let that happen."
Yeah, to me, that's the only reason. That's the
Yeah.
major reason why Tesla has to open the ride-hailing network. Otherwise, it looks too much like a monopoly,
Yes.
and people will stop, whining about it. And yeah, having partner that can also make money, and maybe even end customer like us can get our car into the fleet.
Exactly.
Those are the way to keep the noise down, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Alexandra, if you could share that link here with this, I mean, I'm not worried about it or anything, but I want to see what this, new AI FSD is, just to see how it, how it is. I don't think it's a threat, but they all come and go. But let's see how this is. Love to see. I'm curious to see it.
Sure, I will see if I can find a video.
Nice.
Oh, I already found it. I shared with you already, Pejjy.
Oh. Ooh. All right, let me take a look. But anyways, so all right, so Alexander, we have now Fab AI. Fab, my man, what you got for us?
Guys, how does my microphone sound?
I would give it a 5 out of 10, but we could hear you.
Yeah, 5 out
Okay.
of 10.
Okay. I'll do my best to speak really loudly. Just really quickly, Pejjy, it's honor to be here. Long time watcher. So thanks for everything you do, man.
Yeah, man. Pleasure.
So to your guys' point as well, I think that everybody kind of underestimates how powerful Tesla really is. I'm actually going to have the pleasure of test driving a Cybertruck in a couple of weeks.
Nice.
The wife's going to take me out to a dealership for Father's Day, so I'll be able to kind of share my my experiences with the Cybertruck. There's a lot of like weird stuff going on with the U.S. I'm a Canadian, by the way, but I follow the U.S.
Fellow Canadian, let's go.
Thanks, Pejjy. And I just find this kind of narrative so weird with all the market manipulation that's going on. And to your guys' point with FSD, so I actually had a chance to meet Amit, who Pejjy, I'm sure you know about through the YouTube space. He was in Toronto a couple weeks ago. Oh, yeah. So he posted that FSD brought him from where he is in New Jersey, I think, all the way to Boston, and it was like he didn't even intervene at all. And if that's what it's happening right now with Tesla, just imagine when it gets to Robotaxi this summer. My biggest concern is that, you know, the data has to be kind of justified. So my thesis is that, you know, at first they're going to have their initial launch to be very strong. And then I think what's going to happen is we're going to see probably a little bit of a pullback with Tesla stock. But over the next 6 months, once they gather all the data that they need to across Texas, across Arizona, and wherever else they're going to be launching their fleets, it's going to explode. And I think, Pejjy, your price target, I would say it's realistic. I'd say it's a little bit low. I'd even jump as high as 600 a share, because I think that there's a lot of money on the sidelines too. Yeah. That there's about $6 trillion worth of hedge funds. Amit was talking about data that came out like about a week ago, where it was saying that a lot of equity investors and hedge funds are very much underweight in equities right now, because everybody's kind of speculating, do we go into treasuries or do we go into gold? But we're starting to see that there's a lot of momentum going on with stocks right now. And Tesla is in a perfect position to absolutely skyrocket. Because Elon is now going back to focusing on his business. So my question to a lot of you guys, Pejjy, I want to start with you because, again, like I love everything and like I value your opinion the most. No offense, guys, but Pejjy, do you think that 6 months is going to be enough time for Elon and Tesla to be able to gather the amount of data that they require to have an initial, let's say, first wave of commercialization? Oh, yeah. In the US and possibly going into the globe?
Yes, I think they already have the data. That's why they're rolling out robotaxis next week in Austin. Elon did say that by end of this year, they're going to have robotaxis in many places. That already signals to me that it's solved. It's done. It's ready to be scaled. Now they just want to make sure that it actually, you know, it's actually going to work. Like they know it's going to work, but they want to make sure that it's safe. They want to make sure that it doesn't, you know, cause big accidents, because you just need one accident, one bad accident to really get this thing into a lawsuit, to hold it. Doesn't matter what an administration it is. So they just want to make sure of that. But it's 99% of it. It's done. It's solved. It's ready to go. We're seeing now internationally, we're already seeing FSD China, right? We're seeing Australia next, and then we're seeing Europe. I mean, they said end of May that they could do this, but I don't know. Europe has a lot more bureaucracy and red tape, so let's see how that's going to go. But you know, once you have Europe, man, and then I think Australia is going to happen very soon, because we're seeing a lot of good data coming up from Australia as well to get FSD supervised there too. Man, you're going to have, just let this sink in. You're going to have one company have FSD in 3 different continents, bro. Like, I mean, just let that sink in. Like, that is massive, dude. That is massive. And the US is the testing ground. That they're launching unsupervised FSD first there, then they're gonna start off with other countries that are allowed. I think after the US is probably going to be either Canada or China, depending who's moving faster, and then it's gonna move on to other countries. And Elon is estimating by end of next year there are gonna be a lot of unsupervised FSDs in many countries. Let's see how that's gonna go as well, but this thing is solved and ready to go. Like it's a done deal. We just have to see how Tesla's going to scale this thing. That's it. I mean, in my view, that's how I see it. So that's
and to your point too. Sorry to interrupt you,
No.
And to your point, and this is what I'm talking about, right? If there's people on the sidelines that are going to be throwing money at Tesla within the next 6 months, and we know that equities are underweight, this is why I'm saying, like, I even think 575, in my opinion, is low. I think this thing is going to skyrocket.
Dude, when people realize that, oh my God, Tesla has self-driving cars on the road, and they have, like, I'm waiting for the data to come out on what the Tesla's cut is going to be for the robotaxi, and how much they're going to cost the what's it called, the riders, and what the growth is going to be. Once Wall Street gets a taste of this, that is it. That's it. I mean, watch the stock blow up. You're right. 575 could be a conservative, and I think it is conservative if the things are going the way that they are. And don't forget, we got the Optimus as well. We've got so many other things coming in as well that could really drag this thing higher. I mean, look, guys, I could see that Tesla trading at a 500, 600 PE by end of the year. Like, I can see it because there's so much things that's going to be popping out. There's going to be a lot of hype, of course, but I could see this actually happening. But again, things have to go super well for that to happen. Because right now, as you said, Amit was mentioning that there's about 6 trillion in the sidelines. There's a lot of uncertainty in the market. People are not putting in money in the market because of tariffs. That's probably the main thing. Why? We just got news that US wants to slap on 50% of tariffs on Europe. Now, of course, as a tactic for them to come to the negotiating table to get a deal done. But these things, does shake out the market a little bit. And if majority of these macro environments get solved from now to end of the year, and Tesla executes very nicely, and we have other amazing things like Cybercab pre-orders, like I'm emphasizing on this a lot, the Cybercab pre-orders, because this thing could potentially take the stock to $1,000 per share, in my opinion. And then you get other things coming in, like the Optimus and stuff like that. Optimistic. We could see that this thing could go crazy.
Sorry to jump in also,
Yeah.
for every person who ever doubt Elon, Elon's time to prove to them you are all freaking wrong, right? He's in the zone right now.
Oh yeah.
He's saying, I'm going to sleep in the factory to get this shit done at all costs. Chanos, Bill Gates, the Waymo DI CEO, Gary Black, Ross Gerber, Daniel Dow, Adam Jonas, who say I keep saying I need LiDAR. All these people, he has a lot to prove, right? He's not gonna fail you and say, oh well, yeah, it doesn't work. No, he's gonna sleep on the floor until it's freaking done. So that's drive, that's determination is back.
And then and to add to that, if you want to bet against that, good luck.
Well, also a lot of people with money on the sideline are not willing to put in the money until full self-driving is proven to be launched, commercialized, and working. Okay, that's fine. But once those money start putting in, you know what other money gonna start putting in? People who don't believe in FSD, but they're waiting for the bot. And then now they see the stock going crazy up. They feel like, oh my goodness, I was gonna wait for the bot. I don't have to deploy my capital yet. But if I don't, the full self-driving money is coming in, the stock going up. I may continue to miss out. I may have to buy it really expensive. So those people will start putting money in because they know that full self-driving software is working. The next step is going to be Optimus with the same AI cluster. It is the same, pretty much the same stack, AI stack. Those money will also pull in because why wait? Full self-driving is already proven. The next big thing is Optimus. And there's no federal regulation to deploy a robot. Okay, what's the hurdle here, right? So I see that happening. How far? God knows. How soon? Nobody knows. But I do see that there's a big risk of not investing in Tesla because the future is pretty obvious at this point.
Yeah, and Joseph said something really great, something very important earlier. This basically, he says that the market is waiting to see if this self-driving thing is real or not. Now, for us who's in this space, we all know it's real. We all know it's done. We all know it's good to go. But once people know that this thing is real and this thing is actually happening, hold on to your horses, man. That's all I'm gonna say. And then, and then, I mean, one thing I do want to say, I know we may get a little carried away, talk about the bots a little bit, is that just a few days ago, Tesla released a crazy video about the bot, doing a lot of chores, which tells me that no, Tesla is not waiting just to sell this to factories. They're doing this to sell to the general public. Because why do they need to iron clothes? Why do they need to cook? Why do they need to do all these things? I'm sitting there. I had my mind was blown, and I'm just like, no, these guys are not gonna do segments or phases. They're going for the whole thing. They're saying, no, if we're gonna sell the bots, we're gonna sell it not just to factories, but to every single humans on the planet. That's the aim. One time, one shot. That's what we're gonna do directly. That's it. Which blew my mind. I'm just like, these guys are not waiting.
Thank you for saying that, Pejjy, because I've been debating with people so long. Everybody say it's going to be the factory first. It's going to be extremely boring task in the factory. I'm like, for a small company, yes. But for a company with 5,000 bots, they can do everything in parallel, right? It's stupid not to think bigger than just launching a certain leech area first. You can do it all. Now the video proves that they are doing it all. They're handling the home. They're handling the cooking, food delivery, cleaning, the whole 9 yards. That's the right approach because there are AI company out there doing exactly that, right? They're doing exactly the home robot, doing all this by training, by teleoperation. But now Tesla have their own technique to using video to train, which is really amazing. So there's really no reason to wait. You don't need to prove that it works in the factory in order to prove it's needed at home. We all know it's needed at home. That's the ultimate goal. The most difficult thing is to handle and work with humans side by side, right? That's the thing. So I think we definitely have an edge over Figure, who is focusing on factory tasks. All good, but to me, it's important to focus on the most difficult problem head on. Don't wait. There's no point to wait.
Facts, absolutely facts.
Nice. So we have a few hands up right here. So let me set the stage. Joseph, right on. Thank you for that. I'm wholeheartedly agree with you. And Pejjy, you're right. We never have enough Tesla share. Okay, I have 5 hands right here. Let me organize this. West go first, and then Dallas, and then this guy, AB, and then Sierra, and then Alexander. Go, my friend.
Hey, thank you, Pejjy and Fa and everybody. I hope everyone's having a wonderful weekend. I wanted to, I came up because of Alexander's question about comma AI, and I want to address that and also the robotaxi start date. But I had a quick question. I missed the beginning of the space. Pejjy, have you already talked about your experience with the Cybertruck, or are you going to do that in a little bit?
No, I already did. I mean, I guess if you want to know, I'll just keep it short. 9.5 out of 10. Crazy amount of publicity. Crazy amount of. I think a lot of people went to the hospital because of me because I broke their neck. It's crazy.
Holy shit.
It was good. I mean, I was sad giving it back, but one thing I would say is that here in Kuwait is a little bit different. In Kuwait, we're not allowed to drive pickup trucks as an expat. I'm not allowed to drive pickup trucks. So if the police pulled me over and they see an expat driving a pickup truck, I probably would have been deported. But that was the risk. But I took it anyways. I'm like, you know what? Worst comes to worst, we go back to Canada and then we go to the US, whatever. But it was worth it. It was worth it. It was fun. I would.
That's awesome.
If there's any pickup truck, if there's a pickup truck that I'm ever going to get in the future, it's definitely going to be a Cybertruck. No question about it.
Did you find out if it was the Beast?
No, it was not the Beast. It was a Foundation series, but it was the second one to the Beast.
Got it. All-wheel drive. Okay. Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just real quick. David Faber from CNBC interviewed Elon this week, and he asked Elon, will the Robotaxi network or the service launch before the end of June? And Elon said yes. And I don't think Tesla or Elon have said it's a June 1st start date. And I thought that was interesting that David Faber asked him that. I didn't know if Elon prior to the interview or Tesla kind of said end of June, kind of planting that seed with him. But I think right now the launch may not be on the 1st, so I just want to throw that out there. And then secondly, with Comma AI, Alexander, Comma AI is not, it's very, they have a single camera solution. It's about $1,000 item that you stick on the front windshield of the car. And it's kind of like a ADAS system. It's pretty good for its price is what I understand, but it's absolutely no threat to Tesla or FSD. I did see that post after you made the comment, and that guy's just trying to get clicks and views from everybody, in my opinion. So just don't want to throw those two things out there.
Facts.
Nice. Dallas, how's it going?
Hey, Fa, how's it going? Thanks for having me up. Long
All
time
good,
no
my
see.
friend. Yes, long time no see. What up? What excited?
Man, I'm ready. It's going to be fun, next 30, 40, 60 days. I'm glad to hear Elon's kind of back in the hen house. He was doing good things up with Doge, but I think it's time he kind of goes back into what we call demon mode. That's going to be important to get through these next massive jumps that we have here with Robotaxi tests coming out in Austin. Starship launches, Grok 3.5. There's just a million things going on in his world that he really does need to kind of come back and start driving the ship. It seems, today X has been a disaster. Starbase, I'm hearing a lot of people are leaving just because the culture's kind of shifted for the negative. Multiple people have been noting that, and I think this is what happens when the big guy's not in the office. Daddy's not home, and people can kind of start to get away with just slacking off a little bit. And when he is home, it's impossible to slack off. So I'm excited to see what comes here in the next month. I'm going to play devil's advocate here. I'm going to play a little critical here because this is something I try to do to ground us a little bit, because it's really easy to jump into this big bucket of Kool-Aid that we all swim in called Tesla. And it's very important to remember that it can look bad to other people and, on the other side of the aisle, that they're like, look at these guys, they don't think straight. But also it's good to think critically and make sure that what we're saying is accurate. So I'm gonna play.
Sound like my husband.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna go through the credit card receipts here, Fa. No, but seriously, so I do want to just be the advocate here for kind of criticism. So when I hear things like we're a week away from Robotaxi, we don't know that. Okay, so they said June. They didn't say the first week of June. So we have to ground ourselves there. It's going to be an exciting month. We are getting Robotaxi in Austin in June, but we do not know that it's the first week of June. So we have to be careful with that, because if we say that and then we stand behind it and it doesn't happen the first week, everyone's going to be like, wow, you guys look like idiots. So we got to remember that. We also have to remember that saying things like FSD is solved, autonomy is solved, we're there, we did it, it's over, it's just not true. And I'm all in. Believe me, I'm not a bear. I host Tesla Spaces every week. I have a shit ton of Tesla stock. Like, I've been following the company forever. But Tesla saved my life. Like, I'll drive one for the rest of my life. I use FSD every day. It's not there. It's really good, but it's not there. There would mean I could put my son in the car and send him to the airport, and he won't get stuck at an intersection if the sun's too bright in the camera. So we have to ground ourselves a little bit and remember that it's not solved. FSD 13, mine has still run red lights. That's not solved. So we need to continue to push forward and, be honest and say, we love the progress we're seeing, but it needs to continue to get better and better to where there is no one in the driver's seat. And we don't need to have any takeovers, because the takeovers have become extremely rare, but there still is too many to take the driver out of the vehicle in the version that we drive today. So, I always try to be the guy that when I hear people saying FSD solved, we did it, it's over, Optimus is ready, put it in the home. I love that, but it's just not true. We need Optimus in factories. It cannot go straight into the home. The home is the most unpredictable environment there's ever. It's so much harder than roadways because there's no rules. a kid could throw a Lego out in front of it and it just steps and falls on your dog. So all these things have to be addressed before we just throw these 200-pound metal robots in our homes. I'm going to buy one 100%, but it needs to go work in a factory first. And that's super, super important. Factories are way more predictable environments for these things to grow and get better before we throw them into the home with people. So I'm sorry to be kind of the, diluter of the Kool-Aid, but I just want to, when I hear things like that, I think it's important for all of us to remember that we live in the most exciting of times. And in the next 12 months, everything we think is cutting edge is going to be triple as valuable and as capable as it is right now, but we're not there. But Austin is a huge step in the right direction. And my fingers are crossed that it gets us like a huge step forward, right? FSD, the AI team has been cooking for like 90 days and we've seen pretty much no change. But I guarantee you they have. So they're clearly sitting on a model that's going to start to tie up all these loose ends that we see, right? So arrivals and departures, banish, features that we really need to put a bow on this thing, right? So I'll kind of land my plane there, but I just want to be the realist a little bit. And I can't wait. We're living in a really exciting year, but I think right now it's not fair to say we did it. It's solved. So that's my.
Can I provide just real quick friendly pushback on that?
Absolutely, Wes. Come on.
Yeah. Just on the FSD not being solved, I'm not saying it is, but the version currently in your car is not the latest version, and it may be solved. And if they're going to have driverless cars going around, one could argue it is solved. But again, it's not the current version that we see and we're playing with. That definitely is not all the way there yet. So we'll see when we get access, or we see the Robotaxi launch, if it's solved, at least in the geographical areas that it can roll out.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, they're always going to have a version better, right? The iPhone we use, Apple's got one behind a wall that's way better. So, but the whole term solved, we've talked about this in spaces ad nauseum. It's a little dangerous because it implies that it's done. The updates almost get less and less exciting as we go because we're kind of like, wait, we used to see huge change. Why aren't we seeing that anymore? Well, it's because it's really good. So like minor change makes a huge difference at this point. But what when you say it will be solved, what is solved to you, Wes?
Yeah, autonomous driving. And look, people are going to die. We're going to have accidents, so it's not a zero error autonomous service. It'll have some errors. And again, I'm not making the statement it's solved. I'm just wanted to delineate because I think it's a frequent mistake that people make when they talk about the current version that they have access to, and they criticize it sometimes. And they say, I'm not talking about you, but just in general, this is a common mistake. I see people conflating that version with the new version that we don't yet have access to. And we'll find out if that one, has it solved, if you will.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you. So, drastically better than a human is the goal I'm going for, and then continual changes and improvements forever. I mean, the iPhone, we get updates all the time, so it's never done. But my standard of safety to where I'm like, all right, I'm throwing the family in, no driver, let's go. Drastically better than a human, which is already a pretty good driver, but we have issues, right? We drive intoxicated. We drive with our phone in front of our face. We drive with our dog next to us who jumps on our lap and moves the gear shifter. So none of these things are going to happen to a robot that has eyes all around the vehicle. Getting drastically better than a human, I think that's within the year. I think it's already better than a lot of people who suck at driving. So I think we will get quote unquote there within the next 12 months. But what will be exciting is to watch it just continue to get better. I mean, we'll get to a point where these things just never crash, which is so exciting.
Facts.
Wait, Dallas, all of this, you not another side, you still drink Kool-Aid. Another side is like, no, it's not coming. No, it's not coming. You guys, it's another people sit in the studio, drive off your guy car. 3.5 million car is another people driving in the studio. Like that is opposite. So I'm so excited. Sierra is here. I have question for Sierra. Sierra, we're gonna go to you 100%. But this guy, his hand up like almost 15 minutes. I want to hear from him. And then I have question for you, Sierra. AB, what up, my friend?
Hey, thanks for having me on. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. So Dallas stole my thunder. He said a lot of things that I wanted to say, but let me first say I'm not a Tesla bear at all. I own a Tesla Model Y 2024. Love it. I have tried the FSD. It is fantastic. So from a technology standpoint, I absolutely have no issues. I don't think I will ever drive another car other than a Tesla. But I'm also an investor in Tesla, and my concern is when people are throwing out numbers like stock could go to $1,000 or 575. I keep on asking the question when, because this the next 3 quarters of earnings are going to be terrible for Tesla because all the earnings are based on car sales. Okay, we don't know how much FSD sells. The Cybertruck is not doing very well. Model Y is doing well, but we are going to sell less cars than last year. So I am hoping I am invested in Tesla heavily. I'm hoping Tesla shares goes up, but we gotta be careful because that's going to be, in my mind, conservatively. So I think loving technology is one thing, which I do, but investing your hard-earned money, you got to think about it differently, right? You got to be very risk averse. I think for the new revenue to generate and the EPS to increase with Robotaxi and Optimus is probably 3 to 4 years out. So, do we realistically think while that is building up momentum, can the car sales carry the load and this and the share price be about 300, 400, 500? I'm not so sure. So because Elon doesn't have a very good track record with many of these things. X still has a bad problem. Cybertrucks don't sell. Model X and Model S don't sell very well. Um, so I think Pejjy was talking about the cyber cab, right? I mean, yeah, the cyber cab production. I mean, God knows how long that's going to take. Maybe a couple of years that it is fully productionalized.
Mm.
Um, so I mean, I think those are my thoughts.
I was having a sip of beer. I think Pejjy can take your I think Pejjy can address your concern, but AB, it's funny that you say Elon don't have a track record. That's very funny. But it's okay.
When I say that, the guy is brilliant. He's got a great track record with Starlink, uh, Starlink, yeah. Then the Neuralink, the tunnel. I mean, he's done a lot of great things. The Tesla Model Y is fantastic, but you're talking about delivery. I mean, think about Cybertruck. I mean, I followed the Cybertruck launch, and we are not selling the Cybertruck, are we? I mean, they're just, that's a very factual thing. We are not selling the Cybertruck.
Dude,
No, it's it's
there's
it's it's being
no
sold.
one sell anything. No one sell anything. GM is in the trouble. Honda is in the trouble. Nissan is in the trouble. Ford is in the trouble.
Agreed.
Everyone is in the trouble. Right now, it's just a little bit expensive. But when they can drive the price down, I think it's gonna sell. So
If
I
you think the stock gonna
gonna
go
give the
down, then
my
short it. If you think the stock is gonna go down, then short it. Put your money where the mouth is. That's it.
It's a premium product. We don't have to beat around the bush on Cybertruck. The price that was advertised when the truck first was
It just got heated
unveiled
quickly.
as a mass market vehicle, right? Like I don't know, like a base level Ford F-150 all the way up to a King Ranch, right? Like you
Oh,
could
God.
pick your tier down from 40 or 50 grand up to $100,000, right? Ford sells a ton of base model trucks. They don't really sell that many Platinum and King Ranch F-150s. You can actually go look at that. They just don't. They're beautiful trucks. They're expensive, like $95,000. The Cybertruck is like a $90,000 truck. Even the what I call Temu version, kind of funny, right? The cheaper one they came out with, I don't know. Like, I just don't think it. I mean, if you really look at it, they stripped it down pretty like basely. So there's really not a whole lot of features in that truck. And I think it would be disappointing to own one based on how great the higher trim levels are. And the Cybertruck is selling like a premium Tesla product does. The S and the X, on paper, really don't sell that well. They really don't. They don't really move the needle for Tesla sales. What the bread and butter of Tesla sales are the Model X the Model Y and the Model 3. And there's nothing wrong with that. They sell like crazy. The Model 3 is like the most successful vehicle Tesla had ever made. And then they're like, oh, we got another one, Model Y. Well, now the Model Y is outselling the 3. So, the whole argument of, oh, the Cybertruck doesn't sell, it's kind of bullshit because right now it's priced as a premium tier product. So like Fa brought up a point, at some point, maybe they're able to drive the price down. That's great. If they can do that, great. But I've never seen the Cybertruck as this mass market vehicle, especially at an $89,000 price point. Tax credits are going away in the US. We know that. So you can't bake that in and say, oh, but it's only 70 or 79,000. It's just not. You can't, Rivian leans on a tax credit. Tesla doesn't do that. So I don't know. I've always seen it as a premium product. There's nothing wrong with that, is what I want to hit home on.
Yeah, and
Right.
so I just want to add on to Dallas as well, is that we're also in an environment where people are not really purchasing cars because we have interest rates are pretty high as well. I know a lot of people they have cars that they wanna buy new cars, but leasing and financing is extremely expensive, and they prefer to keep whatever they have now until things get more affordable. Now, here comes the caveat, right? We have the affordable models coming. I think it's a stripped down on Model 3 and Y, but that doesn't matter. I mean, that's going to help Tesla's sales a lot. Not to mention Robo taxis. That's going to come once that comes and gets scale everywhere. That's going to, in my opinion, that's going to end car ownership entirely. Like 10 years down the line, 15 years down the line, when people realize that, oh my God, I don't have to put a big down payment or have a big financing lease or what's it called? Lease payment or finance payment every single month. Instead, I can just take a robo taxi that's like 1/5 of the price to go places. That's it. You don't need to sell cars anymore. So
Pejjy, so I think agree with your robo taxi comment, right? I mean, I think that's the vision that makes sense. My question is about the energy that Elon's brilliant, right? So the energy that he put into the whole Cybertruck thing, instead of that, if that energy went into the smaller version of the car, which could have sold more, like $25,000 car, wouldn't that be more profitable for the investors?
But they've been working on it though since then. Like they brought the Cybertruck in 2019. They made it mass market, or they sold it in 2024 because of supply chain issues or whatever. But in the works, they have been. I mean, just read the biography of Elon Musk of the book. They've been working on the affordable model for a long time, as well as the robotaxi as well. So it's always been in the works. It's just now it's coming out. Now, yes, they have probably changed some plans. They thought that they're going to make a dedicated affordable model, which I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's just a strip down of Model 3 and Y. I don't know. I want to know everybody's thoughts on this, because it makes sense for Tesla. But
my thought is simple. If you believe they're running a bad strategy and you don't like it, then simply put money where your mouth is, and you can short it, or you can buy put, whatever makes you happy. I live long enough not to convince people that what I think is correct, because I could be wrong, right? Okay, if you think this is the case, then you should place a bet accordingly. Right? That's
no, I don't think it's about that. I already told you, I love the Tesla technology. I've invested in Tesla.
Heated.
I just certain areas that I don't like. So that doesn't mean I just have to short the stock. That doesn't work that way, right? You need to have a contrarian view.
If you don't like something, right, what do you do about it? I'm smarter than Elon. I can do better than Elon. That's what you believe in.
Who's saying that?
I don't think he said that, Joseph.
I'm not saying that. I respect
you should not make the Cybertruck. You should make this cheaper car or something more conventional. Okay, you're probably smarter than him.
No, I'm not saying that. I mean, from a product management state. So I think, again, you probably are a technological evangelist. Okay, I am thinking more from an investor standpoint. Of course, I am not smarter than Elon. I am thinking going back. I'm using the scenario instead of the Cybertruck. If we had put the energy in the smaller car, maybe it would have been profitable.
I agree. This is why I say you are smarter than Elon. Then go
Okay.
ahead and do it.
Oh, all right. I'm
Okay. Fine. I
sorry.
don't
This
want to
is so
argue with this
funny.
guy. I don't know who this guy
Um,
is, but yeah.
Whoa.
hello, Abby. Thank you for
Yeah.
your
Thank you for yeah.
thank
I
you for
mean,
your opinion. Just real quick, I pin this is short seller loss in the last 1.5 month, 9.74 billion. Oh my God. When I see this chart, I'm so excited. I'm like, thank you. You are welcome. So, Abby, welcome. This is absolutely the place for the bull and the bear. Everybody
yeah.
can
I
come
am.
here and
And
have
by the way, I am not
conversation.
a bear.
And yes, yes, you're not a bear. But next
I'm not a
time,
bear.
I just want to say one thing. Next time, um, please go get a check mark because I learned so many times if there's no check mark, it can be like messy space. All right, I'm so excited. I have two guests right here that I love so much. I have Sad and Sierra. Sad, I will go to you next, but let me talk to Sierra for a bit. Her hand up for like 20 minutes. Hello, Sierra. How's it going?
Hey, Pa, love your spaces. I'm so happy to be able to make one. Usually, we don't align on time. I threw my hand up earlier, I think over something Optimus related.
Mhm.
Regarding Optimus,
Figure and Optimus, right?
yeah, we can talk about Figure and Optimus. I Listen, let me start by saying I think the more American humanoid robotics companies, the better. So I am in favor of all American companies venturing into the humanoid robotics space. That said, Figures Bot is significantly less dexterous. Let me just say that. The dexterity and the fine motor skills are not the same. Also, the recent rate of acceleration in training that Tesla has displayed with Optimus is just absolutely impressive. But initially, I threw my hand up to talk about the factory versus the home, and Dallas kind of touched on quite a few of the points that I wanted to make. It is better to have the robots first deployed in controlled environments before we bring them into the home. But ultimately, the end goal for the humanoid form factor for any humanoid robotics company, I think, should be the home. Industrial robot, like we'll have purpose built bots, and we do now currently have plenty of purpose built robots to tackle industrial robotics. The beauty of the humanoid form factor is that we live in a world built for humans. So rather than having to sink a ton of money into refabbing your entire facility, you can literally remove a human and replace it with them with a humanoid robot. But long term, the place that they make most sense is in the home. I think a lot of industry, like many years from now, will be automated via purpose built bots, and humanoid bots will mostly be out in the world with us and in our homes. But before, uh, I mean, I'm 5'0". I weigh under 100 pounds. I will have an Optimus in my home, but I would like to see it get a little lighter weight first. And I also hope like one day they offer a short people model. It's quite tall. I want one that's like a little bit more petite, so I don't feel intimidated. Like I don't have anything stored up high in my house. I use step stools, but so yeah. If I think you said you had some questions for me. Were
Sarah,
they
so
about
last night,
Optimus?
yeah, my husband used to be Tesla bear. He will be like, all our money in Tesla, I gonna throw all the rock at you. I gonna ask all the hard question. What if FSD kill people? And lately, he turned to be Elon fan because he loved Trump and Elon support Trump. And now, he listened to me talking on the Tesla space or listen to your guys' space all the time. He's just like, Fa, who is number 2 in Robot? Are my niece or in Elon anyway? Who is a competitor? And last night, he sit on a bathtub and talk to Grok for like hour and a half. And he's like, Grok tell me that digit is way digit right? No, figure is way better than Tesla. Figure is do automatic thing, like
You know,
do thing on their own better than Tesla. I'm like, dude. So is that true?
so a few things to unpack there. One, I love that your husband is coming over to the right side, even if it took Trump to get him there. And so really quickly, let's talk about how Grok or any LLM source their data for outputs. They're not like forming their own opinion. They're scraping the internet for available data and information, and then analyzing that information in parallel to form a conclusion that it has the highest probability of being accurate. So, with that said, I can understand why Grok might say that Figure AI is ahead, and it is because they did have several press releases and announcements about the work that's being done at the BMW factory being fully autonomous. So what that means is that the robots are not being given individual tasks repeatedly or being prompted in any way. They're functioning within their small scope of work that they do at the BMW factory. They are functioning fully autonomously. Is that a big deal? Yes. Does it scale out to like things outside of the BMW factory? I think not. We probably would have seen more practical applications of Figure, and they've also like taken some heat recently. Apparently, I mean, do your own research, but it seems there have been claims made that the work being done at the BMW factory has been slightly exaggerated by Figure's team. So again, do with that what you will. Do your own research. But in that, it is operating, at least in that environment, fully autonomously. Yes, I guess you could say that's a more advanced skill set. However, the fine motor skills and dexterity of Optimus, the reasoning that we already know, like Elon's companies build beautiful neural networks. It is their neural network that drives my car around all the time, and it's phenomenal at making real-time decisions. And they're more experienced in that realm. So maybe Figure got there first with some milestones. Now, if they were to say tomorrow that Figure AI is operating autonomously, like in the home, then I would say absolutely slam dunk. Yeah, I guess Figure has won humanoid autonomy. But we're miles from that on any humanoid front. And I think it just at this point in the game is like too early to call a clear winner. I think I'll reiterate, I love all US companies making humanoid robots, and I think there's plenty of room for co-opetition on the market. And I hope that we will see a diversity of humanoid robots in American households and businesses in the next 2 to 5 years.
Nice, thank you. I will go tell him that. Sad, my friend, how's it going?
It's doing great. I just want to address the Cybertruck part because I heard this in the community too, and like more so I feel more disappointed that the people in the community were saying like the Cybertruck is a failure or it's not selling well. And whenever I was a little more critical about Rivian, people would be like, "Oh no, they just need more time. Just like give him more time. They'll get it right." And then it's like you look at the numbers, like 2023, 2024, they're selling 50,000, 51,000. And this year they're projected to 40 to 46,000. They're going backwards. And they only just reached gross margin positive in Q4 of last year, which means just 3 years and a quarter or so that it took them to get to gross margin positive. Cybertruck is already gross margin positive after a year, less than a year
Mhm.
in production.
Mhm.
So by all means, I think Tesla has done a great job. And Model Y took 4 years to become a global leader. So it's not like an overnight thing, but we have this bias and seeing it from a present day point of view with all the successes that Tesla has. And I think there's an unfair lens that people put, like a microscope, where it's like, well, if you don't have instant success as a Tesla production, then you're not successful. And while everyone else is failing and they're negative gross margin for the most part, including the other EV programs that's being shut down, are limited. Mach-E, Lightning, F-150 Lightning, what are 3 or 4 other EV startups that went bankrupt. So I think it's really harsh to say that, especially coming from the Tesla people who say that it's not doing a successful job. And Pejjy already mentioned like the interest rate. So if you look at interest rate, I had 2.75 on Model Y. If you had that at 6.44, which is going right now, that would be like $300 more per month. And you would multiply that by how many years that you're going to have it at, right? That's not a small payment when you're doing a Cybertruck like at $1,500 to $2,000 a month.
That's crazy.
So it does affect the way people do it. My friend has had a variable mortgage for his house for some reason because he listened to the wrong person. He went from saving like 15,000 per year to not saving any money because it went from 2 to 6%. So the interest rate does make a huge difference. The affordability is huge, and unfortunately, with all the past pandemic stuff and the COGS went up. So sometimes you just can't deliver on the things that are in production, and none of the other OEMs did. Rivian certainly didn't. So I think it's Tesla has executed more efficiently than anyone. I think it needs time in the economy to be in a certain place, and then they'll get to a cheaper version of whatever that's going to be out there, whether it's a compact car or another truck or a minivan. I just think that there's a lot of factors in the economy that you cannot ignore, and that's out of your control that you have to adjust. But I think it's way too early to say that Cybertruck isn't selling well. I think you have to give it time. If everyone else is giving Slack for Rivian and everyone else, Lucid or whoever else, I think it's okay to give that same level of standard to Tesla, especially a $100,000 vehicle.
Sad, I have question for you. Maybe this is risky. Where do you see the stock price in 6 to 12 months?
Well, I usually feel more conservative with the stock price because I've watched it for such a long time. I think when you're in the community, you know what's coming. So you know the foundation of the business operations, but I believe the stock market is majority psychology and then like 55% psychology at the least, and the technicals is the rest. And I think when Wall Street recognizes it, it's usually when it does happen. So it's going to be a lag. So and if people think it's going to happen, then they preempt it, right? So it's a game between who who thinks that's going to happen, and if enough people think that, they're going to drive the stock price by going in, right? And then people are like kind of staying out of the market, like, oh, we're not sure of the market, tariffs, so everyone's afraid, so like they're holding to cash, and it's like, well, you can't hold on to cash forever because it's not going to do anything for you. So I think it's a game of that. So I think it matters with what happens with tariffs, and then when the execution of the cyber cab comes out and real numbers come in, or real numbers that you can calculate in a financial model that Wall Street people love. I think there's the three aspects: the macroeconomics and what's happening with the politics in relation to the macroeconomics, and then you have the execution of the actual cyber cab, and then the people who are in the stock market, including financial institutions that think it's going to happen, or they have the numbers to figure out some calculation. And I think that's when it'll start moving. But I I'm hoping that it's going to be higher than now by end of 6 months, but I don't think it's going to be like jumping crazy as people would want it to be. I certainly do, but I went through a period of 6 years of just holding the stock where you could have bought it cheaper 6 years later. So I'm okay as long as it's gonna go up, and soon like less than that, I'm fine. I've lived through it.
I would also say go back on the last earnings call that we saw, and Elon was basically alluding to, you know, we're expecting some storms like this year, like, and that's totally okay, right? The long term outlook on Tesla is very bright, but it's investing in Tesla is a roller coaster, and it's not.
Wait, what happened to Dallas?
He might have gotten a phone call. Oh, it looks like he dropped down a listener.
All right. I'm excited. I'm very excited. Since I'm follow Elon or follow Tesla, one thing that Elon have me for sure is he's a man of his word. He says something and he will get it done. Maybe the time is not really 100% right because he keep saying this year or 2 week, but this June, bro, even it's 20 car, is no one in it, and it will go viral. And I'm so excited for them to come to Bay Area because I'm gonna call it and I'm gonna sit on it and I'm gonna talk with it. So excited. It's funny, Sierra, we the same height, 5 foot, not 5 foot, 5 foot, that's it. 150 meter. That's all my mom give it to me, and I'm happy about it. And I will buy Tesla bot for sure because, hey, can you get that thing is so high in my house? My husband is a lot taller than me. I love you all. Pejjy, 575. Dude, you firm. You firm.
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen.
Joseph, do you have any idea? Or you want to throw the number for fun?
I was just throwing out a number like between 450 to 500 because market, as Seth said, is very much a emotional driven short term. So it's really hard to predict how the market will place a price for in a given time. It's almost impossible. So to me, I just know that the intrinsic value is higher because the company growing, making better product, have a higher potential for future earning per share. That's all that matters. As far as how people think this year, by end of this year, what price going to be, it's really hard to gauge. But I'm just happy Tesla is making all the right move with FSD. 10 to 20 vehicle is perfectly fine because the goal is to prove that end to end, the service is a good, seamless, and safe. And once that is nailed down, then you can gradually dial up the number, which is exactly the right strategy. As far as we talk about Optimus, we are not just approaching the manufacturer factory side of things, it's also training for home. I never said it's ready for home. I always say start to train for home. The earlier you start, the earlier you finish, right? So I'm seeing all the right move by the Tesla AI and Optimus team, and very happy about it. If there's one thing I'm looking forward to in the upcoming earning call, it's going to be the progress of ramping up that 5,000 robot. How fast are they doing? What is the expansion plan? What is the release plan? Is it internally or externally? What are those? That will give us some insight how mature the robot become.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yo, I love all of that. Yes. Close your eye and imagine 5,000 robots. Dude, that's give me goosebumps in a good way. So I think I don't care 500, 600, 700. If it's make it to 700, I'd be very happy. Happy camper here. Even though if it's hang out at 350 or 400, I'm still happy camper over here because I'm buying. I didn't hit my goal yet. My goal is 3,000 share. I keep saying it. I keep adding slowly. I'm right there, but not quite there. So I'm happy. bad news, red day is my day. Take my money. And I'm just like having a beer and I'm happy about it. So I'm gonna wrap up today. 90 minutes past. Pejjy gonna have to go to bed. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, all the speaker here: Joseph, Sad, Alexander, Wes, Sarah, Feb AI, and I actually want to hear from Henry. Next time, please join us, okay? And welcome all the short burn money. Elon gonna pull the bunny off his head and burn a bunch of short money again. I think I saw it on X somewhere. He talked to Tesla economy. Say if Tesla become the most value company in the world, we can make Bill Gates bankrupt. And I'm like, yo, please do it. 2 thumb up. And don't even let me start with Bill Gates. We save that for next time. So, good night, Pejjy. Love you. You want to say the last thing? I give my mic to you.
Yes, I'll say one thing. We probably don't have enough Tesla stock.
When is this enough? Joseph have like what, 60,000 shares and he's still like adding.
I don't have enough Tesla share if we know how the future holds.
Jeez.
But one thing to say is regarding Bill Gates, the world will always be better with one less pedophile.
Oh, that's gold.
Amazing. All right, I think Pejjy gonna go to bed and dream about our conversation, and he wake up in the morning and he gonna add Tesla for sure.
Always. No, this is good. This was a really good space. Amazing space.
All right, love you all. Have a good night, Pejjy. Until next Saturday, keep your eye on Elon. He's wartime CEO right now.
Facts.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Love you. Have a good weekend.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Sheesh, what a space. Wow, what a flipping space. That was incredible. That was actually really good. That was actually really flipping good. A lot of arguments, a lot of debates. I loved it. Anyways, woof, I gotta get to bed. It's like 12, past 12. I got work tomorrow. Anyways, I love you guys so much. Smash that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already. And I shall see you guys in the next video. See ya. Love ya. Let's go. Sheesh.